My people, what everybody has been waiting for has finally come. And right now, are we going to call this the end of it, or we are just going to jubilate? Because as it is right now, we don't even know which one is which. Yes, we don't know which one is which, but from what we know, from what we are hearing, and from what we are perceiving, the end of this matter has come, or should we call it a new beginning? Because according to what we heard, allegedly, Oni's meeting with Oluri Naomi just did not just be about her bringing Tedenikawo back into the palace. The meeting superseded that path, and they spoke about the day Olori Naomi is going to return back into the palace, of which they only said that he knows how his wives are. They are very, very hyperactive, and if it happens to get to them that, oh, this is the day Naomi is returning back into the palace, this is the day this is happening, they might be tempted in one way or the other to, pull some stunts, do one or two things that would come in as a hindrance. So they prefer to keep it to themselves. They prefer to keep it to themselves, but they are looking forward to Naomi joining them in the palace pretty soon, and everybody is jubilating. For a fact that these two people could come to an agreement on this meeting, it was so amazing. And then they spoke further on the Louis Naomi's return back into the palace, of which we all know that we have been patiently waiting for Naomi's return back into the palace. It is going to be December very soon, and Naomi left the palace in December 2020. And from diligent calculations, from every single calculations we have been doing, we know very, very well that Oluri Naomi is also willing to return. When Naomi filed for divorce, her whole perspective was simple. If I cannot return back into the palace, return back to the marriage I left, let me move on. At those points where Oni was trying to blame people like Reverend Funke Adejumo that, so you knew Naomi was going to leave the palace. You knew Naomi had plans of packing her things out of the palace, but you talk to me, you communicate with me. You can't walk into the palace anytime you want. You have dealings that exist between me and you. But you could not call me and tell me that, see, Olori Naomi is planning on packing her things and leaving the palace because of all the gbas your wives are putting up. Oni vigorously blamed um um Reverend Funke Adejumo for not telling him that Naomi was leaving the palace. But Reverend Funke Adejumo's response was everything, because this woman said she has practically raised Naomi. She watched Naomi grow into the amazing woman Naomi is today. And if any single thing is supposed to happen, then she is supposed to be aware of which she was aware of, that Naomi was actually leaving the palace. But to say that she was going to call the Oni and tell the Oni that, see you, Naomi is leaving the palace, so it was not in her place, because Naomi has her life. And in as much as she has played a vital role in Naomi's growth, she has played a vital role in Naomi's existence, she has absolutely no right, no singular right, to go telling the owner that, oh, Naomi is about to do this or she's about to do that. And it was a very, very valid and crucial point that she laid out. She had no right to do that. If Naomi cannot call Oni and tell him that, okay, oh, I am leaving, who is Funke to come and start telling or saying any single thing? It is not in her place. It is absolutely not in her place. So she has no right, no, in fact, no audacity. She has no room at all to do that. And, she respected herself, and she never ever got involved on things that were more than her. And today, it is beginning to be certain again that Olori Naomi would return back into the palace before December. According to what we heard allegedly, Naomi is set to return back into the palace before December. And from our count today, the month is ending pretty soon. So if it is not this month, definitely it might not be this month, then we have a whole of 30 days from next month to expect Naomi back into the palace before we clock into December. And from every single thing we are following up, from every single thing we are looking at, from every single thing we are we are observing, my people, this is going to be a big shock for these women, because they feel they are finally succeeded in laying foundations that are a hindrance to Naomi's return back into the palace. Yes, they feel so. They feel whatsoever they are doing is to make sure that they block every single room that would give Naomi a leverage to return back into the palace. And from all they have done, it does not count. Yes, it doesn't. It only speaks more of why Naomi should return back into the palace. Because if it is just a normal routine, why are they fighting her that she doesn't come back? It is indeed a question to ask. It is a question worth asking. And from every single thing we are looking at now, or we are seeing right now, and we are embracing, my people, this is going to be a very, very long drive. And it is going to be long in the sense that we all have seen the ups and downs in the palace. We have seen what these women are capable of. We have seen what these women can do. We have seen what these women are willing to do. And we have indeed seen the things, hey, that will come. More would come. We know that more and more would come. Yes, we know that. And with all indications, with every single indication, we know very, very well. Yes, we know very, very well that all of these things will play out in one way or the other. That one, we know. So the end of this matter might seem very funny, because maybe Naomi is someone who avoids things a lot. Naomi is someone who doesn't take things upon her head. Naomi is someone who overlooks a lot and a million things. But we know someday, these women might recognize the fact that Naomi is indeed a legend in their midst. Yes, Naomi is indeed a legend in their midst. And my people, we cannot wait for that day to come, because that day will be brutal for these women. It will be very, very brutal.